Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over the cryptocurrency markets, more specifically Bitcoin. Made a video last night presenting some data where Bitcoin could go down to a new low. I'm still not too concerned with that. And I'm going to tell you something. Just say perhaps if Bitcoin doesn't hold the low, I'm going to add to the video a little bit and explain why I don't think that's a big deal. I'm going to hold on to the coins that I've been accumulating, like Solana as an example. I'm going to use Solana as an example and just get more of it if it happens to go down farther. So, and some other data too to prove to you in the video, as I did in the video last night with some volume data and some other data, that Bitcoin is definitely somewhere near the bottom. Don't see it dumping down to these lower levels. People are talking about 10K, 12K, 13K, things like that. That again, anything is possible. I don't see it quite yet, guys. So Bitcoin's right here. I'll show you the overall picture. We're gonna go out to I'm gonna go out to a weekly on Bitcoin. Okay. And just looking at the weekly with some RSI data, has it dragged itself up to potentially do another dump? It has. I'll say that it's dragged it up a little bit. However, it's still in the area where it's indecisive. Like nobody knows, is it going to be there, or is it coming up to finish a correction? Just don't know yet. I'm going to present some other information and some data that I have done in the past to show you that Bitcoin is somewhere near the bottom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you Riot blockchain, which is in a bullish sequence. And Riot blockchain is a Bitcoin miner that did a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1, 2, 3 back. I haven't investigated too much. Is it done there? It could be, but just as an example, when you have a setup like this is a good setup. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3 back. That's a buy. That's a buy for that. This is a bullish sequence, and it could be going into possibly a third wave, C wave, or another bullish sequence. Okay, some sort of 5 wave over there. So this is giving me signals that everything is looking good. Marathon Digital Holdings, another Bitcoin miner, is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up, 1, 2, 3 back. What is that? That's a signal for a buy right here. I have been paying much attention to it, but that's a signal for a buy that it's going to be going into another bullish sequence right here. So with those two, and then looking at Bitcoin, and then the other data that I'm looking at, Bitcoin is the low is either right there or right here. It's in this area. Whether it's going to hold on to that, I'm not concerned with it yet. So what I'm going to be doing, something like Solana, well, Solana's right here. It's in a bullish sequence right here. If it comes back down here, as an example, I'm going to just get more of it. I was looking at the assets like last night, looking at the videos while Bitcoin was going down, and all the assets are struggling to go down. Like they're going down. They're just slowly going down, right down to the bottom. Like they're just trying to find their bottom and rest right there till the markets go bullish. As an example with Elrond or eGold that I was looking at last night. And I'm actually thinking about picking some of this up because there is a potential for Elrond based off the data that I'm looking at with it. Is once the market gets a cryptocurrency market gets an inkling of bullishness, this is going to be going probably up to 191 and probably breaking all-time highs of say $400, 460, whatever that is. That is a potential with the coin like this. And another reasons why I like Elrond, it's just because of the macro environment. Elrond has limited supply. It's like Bitcoin. It doesn't have a bunch of supply out and it's limited. And this is probably going to be one that's going to do fairly well, fairly quick. Kind of like Quant. If you go back to the beginning over here of this cycle, when Bitcoin came out of the bear market, who came out of the bear market before Bitcoin? They started early, was Ethereum, Binance Coin, and the one that was way ahead of all of them was Quant last time. Kind of like what it's doing right now, just an FYI. But I'm looking at eGold over here, guys, going down. Let me check this on a 12-hour chart, and it's making a descending wedge, or that'd be a ending diagonal. It's just coming down and just finishing it off right down there, coming right into these areas down here. Okay, this is open for debate. What it did right here, you could easily get a bearish sequence out of that. That's why I haven't been presenting too much information on that, just to be on the safe side. I wanted to see what's it going to do over here. To say what this is, I have to find out what this is and see what the reaction is over here. But so far, so good with Elrond. Is slowly, kind of like seeping down there, coming down there to find that area, and then finish up potentially a correction and get out of there. So that's what I'll be doing. If this happens, perhaps goes down, Bitcoin goes down farther, I'll be looking at things like this, Elrond, Solana coming down, okay, and picking those up and just adding a whole lot more. Depending on the setup that I see, the better the setup, probably the more aggressive I may go with it. Just kind of depends. I want to see how this is all going to play out. So with that those pieces of data, so what am I going to do? And let's say worst case scenario. Let's say worst case scenario. We're going to have a worst case scenario, right? So for right now, where Bitcoin is, in my opinion, for a serious dump, you're going to need to see a wind up, in my opinion, in Bitcoin. There's going to be a wind up. You'll be able to see it. It'll be like a wave 2, okay? It'll wind up into a wave 2. So let's say this is a 5 wave, right? It'll start winding up real good into a wave 2. You'll see it. You'll see it. It'll drag the RSI way up here. And then what will I do? I'll just keep my bags and I'll short. I'll just hedge it and short down either Bitcoin or whatever asset, maybe Ethereum. I think it's going to drop, and just keep them, because either way, the bottom is here or the bottom is here. Here's the other thing that I don't like about Bitcoin going down to let's say these numbers they're talking about, right? Think about this reasonably. If it's way down here, let me go out to a weekly chart. I'll show you guys something. What I don't agree with it just based off this logic. If Bitcoin goes way down, let's say Bitcoin goes down here, right? And then this is going to be this RSI, weekly RSI data is going to be way down here, right? Everybody and their brother is going to know that's the bottom. Everybody's that's the bottom. And look, it's never that easy. It's never, ever that easy, guys. So, some people have the argument, well, look at the traditional financial markets, Greg, they're going to tumble. Yeah, they're going to tumble. But guess what? Sometimes assets like Riot Blockchain are in a bullish sequence and they don't tumble while they go up. And there's other assets in the S&P 500 and over the traditional financial markets, they're in a bullish sequence. Smaller cap ones, mind you, but they're going up. Kind of like this one too, Marathon Digital Holdings. So to me, it just doesn't make sense from a logic, reasoning point of view of everybody knowing that's the bottom. Everybody's saying it's coming to 14K or 15K or 12K. And everybody and their brother saying that's going to be the bottom and all going to buy. Bottoms never work like that. It's always a scenario where people don't know. Is this a bottom? Is that the bottom? It's indecisive. They don't know. They'll keep saying that it'll keep going down, just like it is right here. That's what my logic and reasoning for the argument for everybody's thinking it's going to go down and that's going to be the buy zone. It never works like that. So that's why I think it's either there, it's at the bottom, it's done a bottom, or one dip down and it's out of there. Okay. Right now I'm 50-50 on it. If Bitcoin holds 17,500, that previous low, then obviously that was the bottom. And breaches it a little bit, it could. Then more than likely that'll probably be near the bottom. But a dump, don't see it, guys. I don't see it, guys. It's too easy. And the other thing too, going over this again, DXY, that you guys know, it's still hot. It's coming down. This right here, I'll say this about the DXY, guys. Once this comes up and it's at 116 to 120 or wherever this decides to end, because it's not going to go up forever. This is going to end someday. This is a parabolic rise. It will end someday. Believe me, it doesn't seem like it's going to end anytime soon because it's taking its time hanging out up there, but it will end someday. And the reason I know that because of this, there is so much pressure on the market. And in the cryptocurrencies particularly, it's just this pressure is like holding them down. Kind of like people use that illustrative example of a ball being held underwater and they're just being held on. This is what this is doing. And how do I know that? I'll show you a good example of this right now. You come over to the gold chart and you see what happened when a little bit of pressure was released off the DXY. What gold did? It popped. And you know what? In my opinion, that's probably going to happen with a lot of the cryptocurrencies and the altcoins. If you made it all the way to the end of my video, do me a favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.